Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. Many of you must have heard about this examination called MICAT, and you must be wondering what is this MICAT and what exactly happens in this examination. You must have found very few information about this exam. Okay, you might get information, but about the examination pattern and all, you will hardly find anything on the internet because this does not release the papers, and it is one of the most difficult MBA entrance examinations. So I will talk about the pattern, what kind of questions are asked, and how to tackle this examination, and what you need to do in order to ace this examination. So you have 2 months left for MICAT 1. It is conducted twice in a year, and the best of the two scores is considered for your selection. So if you are targeting MICAT 1, that is on 7th of December, you have 2 months left for this exam. So how to prepare for this examination, and does preparing for examinations like CAT help you? You will get to understand in this video. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get great content on all MBA entrance examinations. Now, if you are looking for mocks for MyCAT, you will hardly find mocks for MyCAT, and that too very few relevant ones. Okay, so we have launched our mock test series. Although we have just launched the first free mock as of now, you can take this free mock and evaluate yourself, and then you can decide to buy this mock test series. So we will be providing 5 mocks for MyCAT. Now, before you appear for MyCAT, especially the ones who are appearing for the very first time, the ones who have appeared last year know the reality. The only the ones who appear on this examination know that this is the most difficult examination, by far more difficult than CATs at any other examination. Okay, so since very few people appear on this examination, maybe around 5 to 10,000. Right, I don't know the exact number, but it won't be more than 10,000 people taking this test. So they do not know that, the rest do not know what this exam really is, how difficult it is. So you can watch my analysis sessions. So I've done analysis of MyCat 2020 last year, like 22 23, and in 22 also I had done the analysis. So both 1 and 2, MyCat 1 and 2, I have done the analysis. So you can check these 4 analysis videos. That will give you an understanding, and I have discussed the questions over there. Okay, you that will give you an understanding that how difficult this paper is. Now, this was my recent MyCat score, MyCat 2, which I appeared on. And in this, like yes, you can see that this is the aptitude section, which has 70 questions, okay, to be done in 80 minutes. But these 70 questions are quite challenging. Imagine like you get CAT level questions, 70 questions, okay? And CAT level 70 questions, definitely one cannot attempt more than, like CAT gives you how much time? For 70, if they were like, ignore the GK part. GK is you know or you don't know, so you will take more than 5 minutes. If you consider the other 3 sections, the questions are of CAT level, especially the quant part is very challenging. In VARC you have 8 options. Okay, so imagine you struggling with a VRC which has 4 options. Imagine if you get an RC with 8 options. Okay, so quite challenging. You have parajumbles which might have 6 to 7 sentences. You have other questions like fill in the blanks, which has 8 options, and there are 4 blanks in one sentence, and it is not one short sentence, it's a big paragraph. So that's how the paper is very difficult. Even in quant you have very lengthy questions, quite calculation intensive. So one struggles to score above 30. So I would say that top score would be under 30 in this. Very less chance that someone might have scored above 30. So as you can see, my score adds up to 10, 19.5 and 2.5. So that is 22.25, right? So I must be one of the among the high scorers. The cutoff is single digit in this examination. Imagine out of 70 getting a single digit score, yet qualifying for the examination. So it is quite a challenging examination. So I tried to maximize my attempts in QADI. So I got 9.5. As you can see that the top score is just 10. Right, in verbal ability, some people might have done well and got 15 as the highest. So this is not like off the topper. Toppers in different sections. Okay, so the paper is quite challenging and you have to take the test to experience it. I can just tell it through some data points that I have. So as I said that you can watch the analysis of last year. There I have discussed the questions that were asked that will give you a fair understanding how difficult this examination is. Now the examination, the registrations are already live and the examination is going to be conducted on 7th of December. That is MICAT 1 and the registrations will go on till 22nd of November. So before CAT, you will have to apply for this examination if you wish to take the first attempt of MICAT. Okay, and you get the scorecard in December 20. Now, in the second attempt that will be held on 25th of January, now, students might be confused that which one to take, MICAT 1 or 2. I would say that the difficulty level slightly varies, not much, right? It's not like it will be a drastic change. It would maybe slight variation in the test. I've seen both attempts. So maybe sometimes one turns out to be slightly on the easier side or two turns out to be slightly on the easier side. So almost equal difficulty level, but yes, to maximize your chances, you can take both the attempts. And now, if I talk about the like difficulty wise almost similar, this is taken by lesser number of students, this is taken by more number of students. You know the reason, right? So once people start appearing for CAT, they realize that okay, they have not done well on CAT, let us target some other examinations, then they start looking for MICAT. Okay, now in this MICAT what happens is they consider best of two score. So if you have appeared on MICAT 1 as well as MICAT 2, they will consider the higher score for the next round. Now, this is the selection criteria. You should have at least one of the three exams. So, MICAT alone will not suffice. You will have to appear on CAT, XAT, or GMAT. GMAT 2023 onwards. So, CAT 2024 or XAT 2025. So, you have to appear on at least one of these three examinations. You can appear on all three also during the form. They ask you for your scorecards. Now, when you fill the form, right? So you have to fill the CAT score, XAT registration number, and GMAT score. Okay, so you have to update before 11th of January because MyCat 2 will be conducted in January. So if even if you are just targeting MyCat 1, they will give you time, they will give you notification via mail that you need to update your score because CAT scores are released by January 11. The result will be out by then, so you will update accordingly. And XAT scores are announced later, so you need to just give your XAT registration number. They will directly take the scores from XLRI. So for now, when you are applying, you need to put the registration number, CAT registration number and XAT registration number. Once CAT results are announced, you need to put in your CAT scores. Okay, and GMAT scores, you must have already taken it, so you need to fill that. Okay, now there are different sections. We will discuss about those sections. There is psychometric test. Okay, what is psychometric test? For that also I have created a separate video. In this, they ask you some situation based questions. Okay, and this section is a qualifier. Now, if you see my scorecard, it says that qualified the psychometric test. Now, if you do not qualify the psychometric test, you are eliminated. Okay, so this is a qualifier in nature, no score. Okay, there is no score, there is it is just a qualification scenario. I have created a video in the past, will create another video that how to tackle this psychometric test. It is not a very difficult one. Okay, cutoff in the above examination, cutoff is of these sections plus cutoff in the descriptive and aptitude section of uh, MyCat. So there are different cutoffs. One is these above exams, that CAT, XAT or GMAT. Okay, plus cutoff in the descriptive and aptitude section. Aptitude section, they give you the score, and descriptive is not known. Okay, so you do not know the marks. Now there is GEPI is prepared on 50% on this and 50% of MyCat scores. So if you do well on MyCat and the other scores are also good, you have a chance. If you do average on MyCat, if you have very good score in CAT XAT, then you can still have a chance. So let us say if you got let's say 80 percentile in CAT, okay, you might have to get let us say 12 plus in MyCat. depending on the difficulty level. As per last year data, last 2 years, I've been seeing that people at least they should have 80 percentile in CAT. I've hardly heard anyone scoring below 80 percentile in CAT and getting the call. So if you have 80 percentile, then 12 plus will be sufficient depending on last year's difficulty level. If the paper turns out to be easy this year, then obviously the cutoff will go high, or if it remains the same, then that is the case. Or if you have 90 plus percentile, 95 percentile in CAT, then you may need even 8 to 9 marks can give you a call. So people with single digit scores get a call, and you should not have any negative score. Okay, there is no clear indication. They do not reveal that what is the cutoff and all. They just give you the call, right? So some students get call at single digits also. Some students do not get call at like double digits also, because of the combination of these factors. When you have the final composite score, your CATs at GMAT is 20%, MICAT is 30%, then group exercise and PI is together 50%. So 20, 30, 20, 30. So MICAT score holds a larger weight here. Of course, you have to do well on GEPI as well. Now this is the criteria, the overall test structure. So you have a psychometric test which has 150 questions to be done in 30 minutes. Don't worry, these are not very difficult questions. These are just situation based questions, and you need to be quick in answering those. You need to be honest in answering those psychometric questions. Descriptive test has 4 questions which you are given 25 minutes. I will tell that what are the descriptive questions that are asked. Then aptitude test, the one which I was showing you the scores, it consists of 70 questions and time of 80 minutes. So it has verbal ability 20, QADI 20, general awareness 10, and divergent and convergent thinking 20 questions. Now, if we talk about the psychometric test, it has situation based questions, right? So it will have ordinal options. There are 117 last year, this was the number. Okay, so somewhere around 120 questions you get on ordinal options: totally agree, strongly agree, totally disagree, and so on up to do not, somewhat agree. So it has 8 options, and you need to choose on the scale of 1 to 8, right? So there could be situations uh, like I am very punctual to work, right? I like to work in teams. I am very observant towards things, or some situations are given to us. Okay, and there are some binary options, true or false. So around 30 to 35 questions. Last year the number was 33. Now what they test is the consistency. You need to answer it consistently. Like for example, one of the questions is like, I like to work in teams. Okay, so you selected that strongly agree. Okay, then there is a question that you are an individual player. Now that two questions will not consecutive. Now it says you are an individual player. Now if you select strongly agree, that is a conflicting answer. So the answers should not conflict with each other. They should have some similarity. Let's say if you're saying that I am a team player as strongly agree, then you should say that when you talk about that I prefer to work alone, then it should be somewhat disagree or strongly disagree. Okay, so the answers should not conflict each other. So that is how this test works. It tests your consistency. So you need to be truthful. No matter how you are, you need to be truthful. So that is the key to cracking this psychometric test. There is nothing right or wrong in these tests. Then there is a descriptive test. It gives you 25 minutes and 4 questions. Now, there is an essay topic in which you are given 3 points for, 3 points against, and 3 points on a question related to the topic. Okay, so you can watch my analysis video of last year in which I have explained that what were the topics in those particular uh, the slots. Okay, and then there is a picture perception test in which 4 images are given. You need to use all of them in a story. You need to combine all those 4 images and write a story of it. Okay, so that is quite interesting. Some of you who must have appeared on defense examinations must be knowing that what is picture perception test. I will show images also, one of the samples which they have given on their site. Now, verbal ability, the type of topics that are tested is RC, which has 8 options. Now, this should give you an understanding that how difficult it is and it is CAT level RC. It is not like some simple RC. It is that CAT level, ZAT level, where they ask critical reasoning based questions. So you have 8 options. Most of the questions have 8 options in RCs. Now it becomes very challenging to solve such RCs because we struggle even at 4 options. Imagine attempting an RC with 8 options. Then you have that missing sentence, right? So you have one paragraph given and there is a sentence given which was recently asked in CAT since 2022. So you have a paragraph given with 4 blanks, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to tell that where will the sentence fit, that type. Then you have parajumbles, which has 5 sentences or 6 sentences. It is that kind. Then you have odd one out questions. Then sentence fillers or fill in the blanks. In this, you are given big paragraphs. Okay, so there are 4 blanks and 8 options. So you need to check which combination fits in those. So it could be prepositions, it could be some phrasals. Okay, so 8 options make it very, very challenging, right? So that's why I'm saying that like while seeing this you may not realize कि अच्छा हाँ हो सकता है 8 options होते होंगे, but when you attempt the paper you will realize that you will struggle to attempt even like most people struggle to solve even 20 questions in those 80 minutes. Very challenging options. Okay, questions. Then inference based questions, one word substitution, para summary. These are the different kind of topics which are tested in the verbal ability section. So pretty much if you are preparing for CAT, you would be prepared for this as well, except this sentence filler. So you have to practice some phrasal verbs, prepositions, grammar, etc. Now coming to the QADI part, most questions have 8 options, some have 4 also. So number of options is irregular across the examination. Now if we talk about DI, there is 4 questions on chart based DI. Last time I guess there was double pie chart and it is calculation intensive. Okay, it is not a simple DI. It is like if someone has happened to appear in bank PO examinations and all, it is of that type, the means level, wherein you have to do a lot of calculation. So not an easy one. Then in arithmetic, they ask you the remaining questions, right? So this remaining is 16 questions. So you may have 4 to 5 questions on arithmetic. It can be time, speed, distance. It can be mixture, allegation. So mix of questions. Similarly, 3 to 4 questions in geometry also. You can get 1 or 2 questions from these two. Okay, and probably let's say one or two questions on data sufficiency, permutation, combination, probability 2 3, algebra and numbers 1 1 2 2 questions each, not much, majorly dominated by arithmetic and geometry mensuration. So you can say around 10 plus questions, or I would raise the number to let's say 5 to 6 and 4 to 5 questions. So around 10 questions you can expect from arithmetic and geometry mensuration. So primarily different topics like time, speed, distance, and that too the ZAT type ones, the lengthy questions, right? So if we talk about this thing, like the quant is very lengthy plus calculation heavy. So you might get questions like trigonometry, right? Difficult trigonometric questions that requires trigonometric identities, or maybe let's say geometry mensuration. Just giving an example, I had a question in MICAT 2022, which said that there is some pot like this in which you are filling, making biryani, right? So the radius of the pot was given. So they had like in the question they had described the pot. The pot is filled till this, right? They had given the height of this part, they had given the radius of this part, okay, and like the height of this, etc. So you had to find the volume of the pot. So such kind of complicated questions, time, speed, distance, or something like long story given. Okay, so all in all quite challenging questions. It is difficult, very very difficult to solve 10 questions of quant. So you need to be selective about the topics. Maybe 2 to 3 questions you can pick, like even the best. Like I would say that I am one of the very good performers in all competitive examinations. I struggle to solve 10 questions in it. Okay, because I have to see the other sections also. Had I given all the time only in quant, I would have done maybe let's say 15 questions, that too in complete 70 minutes. Okay, so 15 questions in 17 minutes, 70 minutes, that too by a very good person, is quite challenging. So it is a very difficult section. Okay, and you can experience it like when I'm telling you, you may not relate to it, but once you attempt the examination, you will understand it. So in case you are targeting this examination, or you want to love to solve challenging questions, I would suggest you to attempt this examination. If you can, like, the fees is around 2100 or so. So if you want to solve some challenging questions of quant, you can take this examination. So very, very interesting questions. Then divergent and convergent thinking, what we call as logical reasoning. It is not typical logical reasoning. See, there are certain things like critical reasoning is fine, coding, decoding, visual reasoning, data sufficiency, number based reasoning is fine. There is word association test. So what happens is they give you two columns, A and B. So one might have four words and one might have five words. Okay, so you need to find a word which is associated, I think, in this B column, which is associated with all four words in this column. So I will show you a sample, and probably we will take some revision sessions. We will discuss those, and plus you can find such questions in our mocks as well. Then you have general awareness. General awareness has matched the following questions: correct, incorrect statements, single correct answer type. Now, if your general awareness is good, this is where you can score fast, because you do not have to spend too much time on it. Okay, you know the answer or you do not know. Right, so there is no third thing. So most questions are related to brands like logos, taglines, CEOs, products, etc. So logo, one definite question is logo. They will give you a picture of four logos and you need to match the logos. Okay, so these are usually match the following type logos and taglines. You have to match them. So compulsorily 3 to 4 questions, like one on logos, one match the following on taglines. Then most likely you will get one on CEOs also, different CEOs and their companies, and many times on products also. Okay, so you can expect like four, at least 5 to 6 questions around related to brands. Okay, or some current affairs like merger acquisition, right? What happened in some merger acquisition, or some other business related news. And then you have like mostly some static, like logos are static, taglines are static, they are not current. You have current affairs also, like some sports. So generally you get a question on sports, and like some awards, etc. So like if you are preparing for MBA entrance examinations, you should ideally prepare the GK part as well. That will help you in GEPI also. So this is the structure of GA. Now this is the make or break section, because if you are good at GA, you will be able to solve quickly, right? Now the strategy is pick some GA questions and some questions in each of the sections. So do not try to over attempt, just manage to get a decent score. So good score in this examination as per the trend of last 2 years. So 2022 and 2023 trends I'm talking about, the level of paper that has been. So if you have, let's say, 90 plus, 95 plus percentile in CAT or ZAT. So if you get score of 8 in aptitude, that is good enough. Maybe 10 to last year was slightly easier. 2023 was easier than, slightly easier, because I found the reasoning section a bit easier. Divergent and convergent thinking. Last to last year, there were even difficult series based questions. Last year, the number series and all were slightly better and could have been done. So, this is the score, maybe like around 12 you might need in aptitude to get the interview call. So out of 70, imagine that getting the score is a very challenging thing. And as I said, that you need to take the test to experience it, and the ones who have appeared in the past would be knowing about this test. So this is what a word association test look like. So we have sample question, like they give you like you need to, like in this example they have given that alternative E, apple is related to all four. So apple is related to cart, right? An apple cart. Cider is made from apple. Apple of my eye. Orange and apple are fruits. Okay, so they have some relation. Now this is testing your magically they, since it's a marketing campaign, so they test your ability to be creative. They are testing a creativity. So it could be related to let's say they are related in some manner. Now if you can see the example, they have to be related to all of those, right? Now, how they are related? They could be phrases, they could be same objects, they could be classified as same thing, there could be some products or certain kind of things. Okay. Now, as I said that it is all about brands, brands and brands. So this was one of the sample questions provided on their official site that you need to map the logos, right? So you need to be well versed with logos, practice some logo based questions, one sure short question from logos in the examination. Logos, tagline, logos and tagline. That is one thing that you should go through. Okay, so that you have high chance of getting two questions correct in the GK section. Now, this is what a descriptive test looks like of MICAT. So they will give you four images and they will ask you to combine all of them to make a story. So, like this is an elephant in probably some national park. This is a train going in the countryside, and you can see a forest, right, and some Christmas celebration. You can talk about some person going to like for a Christmas vacation and then thinking to visit a national park. So they just test your creativity. Okay, so you need to combine all four images to build up a story. So that is how descriptive tests look like. And if you want to practice more questions, we have mocks for MyCat, right? We have launched the free mock, so you can take the free test. Okay, one free test is live. The link is given in the description of this video. Take this test and evaluate yourself. It is at par with MyCat. You will get the idea, the feel that questions with 8 options. You will have the kind of QA questions that you get. Okay, and in this in the QA part, we have video solutions. Other sections have text solutions. Okay, so you can try that test and get an understanding that how does the paper look like. So if you want to purchase the mock test series, like we will be providing 5 tests, and it is also a part of our CAT and OMETs mocks bundle. So if you are preparing for multiple examinations, so we are providing mocks for NMAT, SNAP, ZAT. Okay, CAT of course is also included, right? CAT as we have 15 mocks plus 10 sectionals each. Okay, so that like these are already live. CAT mocks are live, NMAT mocks are live, SNAP mocks are live. Okay, MyCat is also we are now building on those. So first mock is live. So in case you are targeting multiple examinations, you can check out our mock bundle and uh, get mocks for all these exams. So this was about MyCat. How does the examination look like, and what you need to prepare for it. We will be conducting some sessions on our YouTube channel. Probably this is the only YouTube channel where you will find some authentic information on MyCat plus some revision sessions also. So last year I had conducted some videos. Please do watch them as well. And soon we will be coming up with MyCat, more videos on MyCat preparation. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I hope this video must have been quite helpful in understanding the MyCat examination. And don't forget to take the free mock test of MyCat to evaluate yourself and see that where do you stand in such an examination.